Hello everybody, it's your non-binary pal Gracious E.V.A here, and Mysteries of Distearia Volume 1 is now out on my Etsy shop. I'm so excited that I finally get to share it, and I hope you'll consider getting you or anyone you know a physical copy. What's included? Chapters 1 to 3, exclusive artworks in between the chapters, some bonus chapters, and a QR code that leads to a speed paint of these artworks. Again, you can find this on my Etsy shop, and thank you to everyone who supported the Kickstarter and were able to make this happen. If you want to know more about the story, you can check out some of my other videos or read the webcomic version. Hope you like it! Hello everybody, it's your pal Gracious E.V.A here, and this video actually took me quite a bit to make, and by that I mean I made this artwork a good while ago, and I am just now making a video about it. I don't know why, but that happens. But yeah, this artwork has a bit of an interesting story. I had this composition in mind for a long while, and just now at the time of making the artwork decided to do something with it. And I decided to draw a character that's similar to Captain, if you remember my redesigned character, Captain, and sort of like exploring a bit more of the world building here by using an android character that looks similar to Captain, because I imagine that their model, like their model type, like their androids look pretty similar to one another. And yeah, their android type was initially meant for more of like a showy off sort of robot, like for show and decor and stuff like that. So in this, they're essentially, it's like an essentially getting ready sort of thing. But for some reason I decided to make the hands like disembodied because I didn't want them to be super outstretched and stuff. Yeah, a bit more of a psychedelic thing, but whatever, it's cool. But yeah, the sketch went pretty well. The hands were hard, of course, because they're hands, but I think they look okay. It's in my style, which is sort of like implication of hand, you know, implication of hands. And yeah, sketch went well, the line art went well, and then I decided to add in the values first when it came to the base colors. And it was at this point that I decided to use this as a color theory exercise. I wanted the robot character to remain with these grayer colors, so sort of monochromatic palette, and have all the colors be in the shading and lighting. And I would change the shading and lighting combinations. So in one of the combinations I did purple as the shading color and yellow as our main focal point color, and then in another one I did pink as our main shading color, or our main color, and green as our main focal point color, and then blue as our main color, and then pink as our focal point color. The reason why I'm saying focal point color is because the way I did it was I shaded the majority of everything in the first color, including the hands. And because the hands are a bit glowy, they also count as a light source. However, they're not as strong as the main light source, which I decided to be the underside of their hair, their chest power thing, and their eyes, as well as some details like the makeup brushes. Yeah, so I would change that depending. I think what I ended up doing was just shading everything in one color first, in one color combination, and then I would copy and paste that folder, alpha lock everything, and change the colors then. I know there's probably an easier way you can do that with gradient maps, but this way I like doing it this way better, so that I have control over the values and stuff still, and everything stays doesn't get too like the values don't shift around too much. I can keep them the way I want them to be by just doing that. So yeah, and I did play around with the different other types of color combinations. I think there was one other that I wanted to do, but I decided to remove that and just stuck to these three. And yeah, I also added in a couple other details in the sketch, which was one hand was combing their hair, one hand was like tying a bow on their like corset thing, one hand is painting their nails, and that also I also used that for a sort of focal point color, and then also a makeup brush on their eyes, and one pulling up their stocking, and so 5 hands in total, and I think that was a good amount of hands. I think I was gonna add more, but I was like, no more hands. Adding in the colors were really fun. Like I said, I made the main color, even though there was lighting going on in that main color, I made it a lot duller than I did the focal point color, and I think that really made the focal point like pop a bit more, especially because I kept everything else this very monochromatic gray and different shades of gray. But yeah, I can't decide which one is my favorite. I really like the purple and gold. I surprisingly like the pink and teal too. I don't really use teal or like greener colors in my work, but I do like how that looks. I think my least favorite, even though I do like how all of them look, I think my least favorite is maybe the blue and pink combo, because I don't think the pink was as stark as a contrast against the blue as I wanted it to be, but I still like it. But yeah, I think my favorite is either the purple and gold one or the pink and teal one. But yeah, let me know which one is your favorite. And then towards the end, I just added in some extra textured effects. I didn't have any plans. I was just playing around, as I usually do when adding finishing touches. I don't know, I just play around. And yeah, as you can tell, so something that I do at the towards the end of an artwork is that I will take the whole thing, I'll merge it into a new layer on one layer, the whole thing, and then I will Gaussian blur it to a certain degree. First I'll softly erase around the areas that I want to be have more of the focus on, and then I'll lower the opacity. It's a subtle thing, but I like doing it, and it does add a bit of a difference in my artwork. I find it adds a bit of an eeriness to everything, and then also makes what you want to be the focus of the artwork more crisper. But as you can imagine, that was harder to do with this one, because there was essentially 3 different artworks that I had to do that with. So yeah, it took a bit. Computer was running a bit slow. That's okay. We did it, and it was good. But yeah, that was everything. Again, let me know which one is your favorite color combination, because I'd like to know. I think throughout this speed paint, you'll also see some of the other different color combinations I was playing around with. And I hope you don't get disappointed that none of those ended up being the final product. So yeah. But yeah, I'll let the rest of it play out. thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to like and subscribe. We're almost at the end of the year, and something that I like to do is looking back over my channel and seeing everything I've made. So yeah, that'll be coming up soon, but I have one more video before that, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.